demonstration, I'm going to show layer blending modes. So we're going to start off with our trees. Just go click OK. And then we're going to add the wolf eel. We'll scale him up, holding down Alt and Shift to make the image bigger. I'm just going to rotate it a little bit. Click my OK. And then I'll also add the Daniel Craig picture because it's a full color image. Click OK. So if I put the trees over top of the Daniel Craig image, first I got to duplicate my layer. Okay. If I put this over top, I have the one beneath it, and I change my blending mode to darken, you'll start seeing some changes with the images. Multiply. Like I said, play around with the different ones. You'll see how the white and black spaces of the image affect what's beneath it. Each layer style has its own look. Just try them all to see what works best for you. This is actually pretty interesting. So the brightest parts I do not want on my Daniel Craig image for this collage. So I'm just going to mask it. We'll quickly grab a brush, 100% hardness. It's not working because I've got, there you go. Always check between your white and your black to see what works for the selection tool you've got. Like such. We'll get rid of this. Doesn't need to be precise for this example. We're just getting rid of the extra around it. Got my move tool ready. Now we're seeing it a bit better. I'm going to move him over to about here. I'm going to duplicate this layer of the trees. I'm going to hide the one beneath it, going to hide that. And I'm going to add a layer mask. Now in class, I'm not on the mask, I'm on the image for this to work. I showed you selecting color to mask out. You've got your first color you pick, this is to add to it and to subtract to it. The fuzziness will be how much is picked. So I'm going to pick a little lower number. I'm going to pick about the darkest blue right there. This is showing my mask. And I'm going to go to my add. You only got to click it once. I'm going to go mid blue. And then my lighter blue. You can see the clouds down there, the trees. I'm also going to try and get that spot right in between there, and then click OK. So this is selected. I got my mask selected now. So that was the image. Now I've got the mask selected over there. We're either going to do white or black. So white was the one that worked for that. I'm just going to click Command D to deselect or Control D. Now you can see between the trees, if I have that there, and I change my blending mode, this one's set to vivid light. I'm going to change it to multiply. Now you're seeing that differently. And the wolf eel I can put behind. I'll hide the trees in front. I'll hide the image behind it. I'm going to mask. This has a smart object icon on the corner. So to get rid of that, I right click, rasterize layer. Now I can start masking it. So I'm going to give this a feather of, let's say, 5. I'm just going to use my lasso. I'm going to hold down Alt to get the points that I want. And then click to get a little bit more control. You can use the pen tool, you could use brushes, whatever you're comfortable with. Just getting rid of the colors around it. Make sure my mask is selected. Delete. See, now I've got a softer edge. Like such. I put the trees back on top. And if I want a solid color behind it, like I did in class, I'm going to do new layer. Drag it beneath. And I'm going to give this the dark red. I'm going to go Edit, fill. Now preserve transparency is clicked off, which means the entire layer will be filled with the foreground color. Now I can change the blending mode on the fish to whatever I want for interest. As you can see, everything does a different look and feel. So it's all about experimenting to get the look that you want. I'm going to try for a lighter look. So I'm going to try color dodge. Put that over here. Let's see what happens if we put this on top. Now this looks different with the color behind it. So I'm going to change my blending mode. And you can see, since it's a 4-color image, like the other one, you get different results with everything that you do. So that's just an example of your layer blending styles, turning off the smart object to rasterize it, and using selective color to mask out an object.